Howdy folks, how is everybody doing? Sitting down to watch some Super Rugby. Crusaders are away to the Chiefs. Gaspar, hola mate, hola, how's it going? Looks to be a pretty good crowd there, to be fair. Which is good, because this should be a really good game. At least in terms of where both these teams are and their performances thus far. They both look pretty good. Ben is all behind the Crusaders. Good man. I know you're a loyal Crusaders man. See if your guys can get some revenge. I need to do something about this chair, man. It's so squeaky. I'm just going to pour myself a wee drink in preparation for this one. My kind wife has just taken the kids to get ready for bed, hence the noise in the background if that's coming through. Nice food takeaway says good win from the Mighty Blues. Not sure about those jerseys. Yeah, it looks almost like a rugby league style jersey, that one, but man, they like making it kind of pressure on us at the death, eh? Like every game, it's been like within the 70th minute, we're ahead, but not by a lot. Just seems to be the way it goes, eh? Did I just spill beer down myself, or did I manage to catch that with my thumb? I think my thumb bore the brunt of that, luckily. Whew, wearing a white jersey on camera, I guess beer doesn't really stain. Don't think so, anyway. Richard, mate, how's it going? How's it going? Morning over for you in the UK, sir. And Gaspar, indeed, the Blues game was crazy. They just, yeah, man, I don't know what it is. They just like having games within 7 points at the death. Alaram, mate, good evening. Good luck to your Chiefs. Although we got Ben here as well, who's fully backing the Crusaders. So one way or the other, we will see. Brody McAllister's out. Oh man, I hadn't read that. I will put the headphones on now because kickoff has just happened. I am 10 seconds in. I'm not on the TV today. I'm on the computer. So fingers crossed. I'm not an age behind the action, like always. Let's go Chiefs. Says nice food takeaways. Daramundi, hey, Junaid, mate. You made this one. Good to see you, bro. I think I picked the Chiefs by 1, if I recall. It's a very white Crusaders kit, you'd have to say. I am at 45 seconds, Junaid, so I am still behind. But potentially not by like the almost 2 minutes I was yesterday. Hope Bowen Barrett is doing okay. Yeah, poor Bodie, eh? He's had a rough go of it. I picked the Chiefs by 2, so there you go. Scooter's got the Chiefs by 6. I'm sure they would take that. Goodness me, I need to find a different spot for this beer. That's too far away. Chiefs are running it out their own 22. Darren Mundy's got the Crusaders by under 12. It's just gone dead. Not by much. Not by much. By the way, I am on the Vailima today, I should say. It is the Taste of Samoa in honor of our brothers from Moana Pacifico. I don't think Vailima is a sponsor, but there's certainly like beautiful Samoa written on the jersey. So to go with the beautiful Samoa, we will go with the old Taste of Samoa. 6.7%. No wonder this stuff always knocks me on my backside. Skull, no, I'm not Skull and Vailima. I have the wish to live. I nurse a Vilema and it still has me on edge these days. The crowd looks pretty good for this one, eh? Yeah, Bodie left. He had to go off early. He knocked his head just after coming back from concussion. So, yeah. Elran, Chiefs fan, says Lightning can't strike twice, question mark. So say it is by 3. But hope to lose the tip. You're in a win-win situation then at least if your Chiefs do lose, you'll have the consolation of having picked it, mate. Beer needs to be within arm radius. Richard, mate, you are correct, sir. The coffee table over there is far too far away. I think they said 8,000 in attendance. Are you talking about this game? Is that it? That's kind of... Oh, yeah, it doesn't look that good from that angle. I was hoping for more. That's a pretty... I've seen bigger crowds, but I guess, yeah. I think it can be a full stadium. I don't believe there's any restrictions. This side, I think the camera side actually looks better than the one that we're looking at. So, I don't know. Yeah, that side looks a bit sparse. Richard's brain can't compute someone having a beer at 6 o'clock in the morning. I know, right? Well, it is 7 o'clock in the evening over here, so I'm not that much of an alky. I'm not alky at all. I'm a beer nurser, as Nice Food Takeaway knows. Still 0-0. We're almost at 5 minutes. I can see why some people wouldn't go, though, to be honest. Like, there's a lot of people whose jobs have been affected with COVID. I don't know what the ticket prices are like, but it's been a long time since I've been to a rugby game, and I looked up the prices for Moana Pacific on Tuesday, and some of them are going for like $60, man. I think there's cheaper, but bro, like $60 for anywhere near like the midway point of the stadium is pretty. That's pretty expensive. Oh man, nah, gonna come back. Do you reckon all the Barretts can score tries this week? Oh yeah, it's all on Scott Barrett to complete the trifecta. Oh, he's lucky his foot's on the line there, isn't he, Christy? Bloody hell. Morning, Victoria. How's it going? Up early? The non-camber side of the stadium is usually gotten better attendance. This is usually the camera. Hold on, I'm going to need to read that again. The non-camber side, I don't actually know what a camber is, but there we go. Camber side of the stadium is usually gotten better attendance. Okay. This is usually... The camera is not show. That said usually. Bro, I think there's something missing in that sentence, like some punctuation or something. Or maybe my brain's just not functioning. I think I know what you're saying. And Junaid, mate, the games this week have been cracking. The 3 yesterday were all great. That includes the Rebels. Like, the Rebels were genuinely pretty fun to watch. And the Forces game was a real cracker as well. So the pressure's on this game to keep it up. Craig, mate, we're going good. We are going good. No Gazza today, unfortunately. He's back at his place. But I am seeing him tomorrow, so that's good. A lot of people will be cautious of going to the stadium because of COVID. Yeah, Simon, I agree. There's like 15,000 cases today in New Zealand, so I can understand some people, especially people in higher risk age categories and whatnot, going, nah, I'm not going to sit around thousands of people. Yeah, to be fair, Simon, 60 wasn't the cheapest ticket, but it was it was around, they seem to sell it in blocks, like the ends, the corners, and then the middle. It was in the middle, so I guess that's like the most expensive area, but it's nothing flash. I've been to Mount Smart. Oh, strange. Was that Barrett? I thought it was strange. Oh, Cullen Grace is over. Try time, Crusaders. Ben's a happy chappy. Oh, yeah. Gaz a halftime show. I will ask him. Oh, it was Blackadder. The commentator said Grace, but then, yeah, he did have 8 on his back. Halftime report today for the team. Daniel, mate, my home team is the Blues. Yeah, I was Cullen Grace. Jesus, okay, I'm all over the shop, man. Got to stop looking at my phone. Good start for your boys, Ben. 7 points to 0. Let's update here first. Good start. They couldn't have asked for much better, to be honest. Yeah. All Crusaders early. Seven 0. Good start. Maybe at halftime I can have a look up, or someone else can look up what the prices are to Moana Pacifico on Tuesday for other parts of the stadium. But the middle part of the stadium I saw was $60 for an adult, $15 for a kid. But yeah, $60, man. Imagine if you take 2 people plus 2 kids. You know, that's a ton of money. So yeah. Good to see crowds back in New Zealand, Jamie. Yeah, I kind of wish they were bigger, to be fair, in both the games so far. But like Simon said, some people will be pretty cautious to go out. There's still a lot of COVID going around in New Zealand. Oh, good man. Daniel, getting up early, having some brekkie and watching some New Zealand rugby. I haven't actually caught up on any of the URC games, but that is my plan for probably Monday my time. So I'm trying to avoid the results, but sometimes I get spoiled, and I don't worry too much about that. If I avoid them, I can avoid them. But yeah, if I am desperate to watch a game, I will watch the game live. Can we have a sensor on where the ball is passed forwards? Richard, that one honestly seems like one that should be very implementable, right? That has to be easily engineered. I would have thought some kind of sensor in the ball which detects if it travels initially forward. That should be infinitely doable, I would have thought. I have seen something about there's some kind of smart ball coming, but I'm not actually sure what it entails. Moana Pacifica Junaid, they're playing the Blues next on Tuesday. Here goes Nankivell. Man, good hit back from the Chiefs. That's their first kind of real period of pressure. Alaran checked his pick. He didn't pick the Crusaders. He picked the Chiefs. Man, as a Chiefs mate, you're supposed to remember that kind of thing. Sean Stevenson. Moonga just got him, but he got well forward, eh? Nankivell took that pass pretty low, so he did well. They're going to check it, bugger. He's on his knees. Does he slide? I don't know if he propels him, so they need to turn the camera around so we can see his knees. Because someone landed on him, which kind of might have pushed him forward. Yeah, he's all good there. If he'd pushed off his knees, he'd be stuffed, but he didn't. I think the Crusaders guy actually kind of pushed him forward. Is that Bridge? Opal motor, mate. Good to see you, brother. He's placed it once. I reckon he's all good. Good stuff. I reckon that's fair. I'm happy with that. 7 points apiece. Oh well, 7 if he kicks it. Could be 5-7. That's good grass. Yeah, nice grass, isn't it? This game is like the quintessential rugby ground, man. It's a rectangle. It's got good grass. You know, it's this ground's made for rugby. Nah, he's missed the conversion, so it's 5-7. That was a pretty stinking kick. Anthony, mate, how are you, sir? So far, it is a pretty good contest, eh? 5 points to 7. Good start to the contest. Aileron's not happy about something, but I'm not sure what it is. Oh, it's the Chiefs losing the aerial battle. This time they're going to run it surely in Chiefs territory. Your love-hate relationship with Gatland. Yeah, he had a hand in that try, but his conversion was a shocker. You'd say the Chiefs are your favourite New Zealand team, Richard, mate. Come on, I thought we were friends. You're supposed to get behind my Blues, surely. Do it for me. Chiefs are the next team down the road. Sinead, mate, the Chiefs got some good go-forward ball. Sean Stevenson down the right wing. And eventually they got it to Alex Nankivell, who took a pass kind of around his thighs, so it was a low pass, but he took it well. He beat, I think, George Bridge over the line. He was tackled short of the line, but just managed to kind of slide. And then one of the Crusaders guys was on his back, so maybe almost inadvertently pushing him over the line. So he managed to ground it in one movement. The TMO wanted to check because he was short, tackled short, that he didn't kind of double move it over the line. But no, it was all good. And it was given. Craig's texting. I was listening to 2 Cents, watching the match and texting. Texting match to a rugby crazy friend who's at a birthday party. Goodness gracious me, man. That's multitasking at its best. I am chatting to you folks, watching the game, having a beer and writing some notes. So maybe I'm also multitasking. I don't know if that counts. You don't mind the Landers either, Richard. So you're telling me the Chiefs are potentially your favourite, maybe then the Landers, and then despite me putting it out there that maybe the Blues, nah, you're not having a bar of it. Fair enough. Fair enough. Blues beat the Landers today, just FYI. Spoiler alert. Scrum time. 15 and a half minutes gone. Craig feels pressured. Yeah, fair enough. Was that forward? Maybe drifted forward, maybe backwards out of the hands. That's one where we need Richard's smart ball to tell us. Oh, gets with the pass off the deck, gets the Chiefs out of dodge. That was looking potentially pretty hairy. Good kick. Good kick. I prefer the Blues over the Crusaders and Wellington. Well, Richard, beggars can't be choosers, so I'll take that. Alex is getting behind the Crusaders. Richard just doesn't want to be a Jaffa. I'll get him eventually, mate. Surely. We'll convert him. Who do I think's going to win, mate? Prior to the game, I picked the Chiefs. But this one you could genuinely see going either way. Why have they got a cutout of Clayton McMillan in the coach's box? Has he got COVID or something? That's random. Can't decide between Moana Pacifica and the Blues for next week, Victoria. Come on, man. Again. Have we not been through stuff together? Can I not get you aboard the Blues train as a kind of friend of a fan? Surely. Feel like the Crusaders are kicking more than previous seasons. I'll have to go back and check the stats. They are the most kicking team in Super Rugby. I know that. Them and the Reds. Uh-oh, here's trouble. You're not going to catch Will Jordan. Bro, that's out of nowhere. Yeah. Crusaders from set piece play, man. Brutal. Scrum. Really, man, it's just simple stuff, eh? But you're not going to catch big Will Jordan. There goes the default Jordan try. It's almost like guaranteed money, isn't it? To put a bet on him to be a try scorer. Bro, Randy, what is it with us in the final 10 minutes? Letting teams in close. Don't know. Technically, Moana Pacifica play closer to home than the Blues. I thought you were from Manurewa. I guess that, I mean, Moana Pacifica doesn't technically have New Zealand territory, surely. I don't know. Oh, he's shanked that one, so that's a pretty as bad a kick as the Gatlin one earlier. 12 points to 5. 12 is Havili, Richard, mate. Yeah, you're right. Still nursing a grandmother of all hangovers. Oh, man. Sounds like you've been having a good time, Craig. Yeah, the game's going good. Crusaders have probably looked pretty comfortably the better of the two sides thus far, and the scoreboard reflects that. Oh, Papatoy. Still, man, that's Blues territory. Come on. I mean, I guess Mount Smart's closer to Papatoy than Eden Parkers, that's for sure. Alex, bro, I am also now in West Auckland. I was originally from Onehunga, kind of in south central Auckland, but now I live out west. Too big. No, the other side of the stadium definitely seems to have way more fans. Aaron Smith still can't be the All Blacks #1 halfback. I was also thinking to myself, Aaron Smith's not playing his best rugby. He seems to be trying to do a bit of everything himself. But maybe that just speaks to the young team he's playing with. I don't know. But yeah. West is best, but the supermarkets don't sell alcohol, man. That part sucks. Nearly yacked when you saw my stein of beer. Yeah, mate. It's Vailima. It's a Samoan beer, and it's actually kind of potent. So yeah. Use Old Man Willie, not Craig. Okay, Craig's just shorter, but you're Craig, so I guess that's confusing. Sorry, Craig. Moana Pacifica is technically a New Zealand team. It's registered in New Zealand under the administration of New Zealand Rugby, but they don't have like a catchment area, right? I don't know if any of the teams technically have catchment areas anymore. They got rid of them back in the day, but like, you know, they don't have a feeder kind of Mitre 10 or Bunnings NPC team. Lincoln Road Pack and Save's going to be selling it soon. Bro, that's my local supermarket. I'm going there tomorrow. Best news ever. How did they get that license? Amazing. And Junaid, the Landers are the only team without a win. Yes, even the Rebels have got a win. Bro, what a mullet in the crowd. Between 8 and 10,000 people at the game. To be honest, that's low for a Chiefs Crusaders game, but yeah, the commentators just mentioned, and what Simon mentioned earlier about people being a bit suspect about COVID. My rugby fandom gets more wild since I support counties, which is technically in the Chiefs' territory. Yes, but originally they were Blues territory. Right? Right. Because Harbour was part of the Chiefs originally in some weird division. Is Devonport a dangerous area? No. No, Devonport is a pretty fancy area. There's a naval base there. It's it's pretty flashy. I've done a walking video if you want to have a look around Devonport on the old Walk NZ YouTube channel. Feel free to subscribe there. Check out my Devonport walk. Went for a walk around there. Richard, I mean, technically the Mitre 10 franchises are associated with each of the super teams, but they can recruit players from wherever they want. So it used to be kind of a hard and fast thing, but no, they opened it up years ago so that there's no longer that, like, you know, you're an Aucklander, so you play for the Blues. Like, you're an Aucklander, so you play for whoever gives you the best contract. That's kind of what I think loses a bit. Personally, I think it's what's lost a little bit of the connection with the fans. Personally. There's nothing like knowing that, you know, the guys on your team went to your high school or somebody else's high school that you know, kind of thing. But maybe I'm just being a grumpy old fuddy-duddy. And Jules, yeah, the bottle I bought of Samoan Vailima is too big to be drinking out of the bottle. So I got the stein. Doesn't do South Auckland vids. Man, I went to Manukau. I went to Manukau Mall. I went to Mangere. I've only done one in East Auckland. I've only done Botany. I've done like 3 in South Auckland. The day I went to buy my Moana Pacifica jersey, I did a couple of videos out that way. Sounds a bit mercenary. You want the local boys playing for Auckland. Ideally, yeah. I honestly think you get more buy-in that way, but everything is geared to All Blacks level rather than provincial level. So New Zealand Rugby just wants... They don't want one area which produces all the best players to hog the best players and not give them any game time. They want all the best players playing regular minutes for each of the teams, you know what I mean? Mangere Town Centre is gang central? I don't know about that. You should do a video up by Bethel's Lake. It's a great view and vibes there. For real? Okay. Mangere Bridge is the Beverly Hills of Mangere. I suppose. It's a good thing for the teams overall to spread the talent. Yeah, basically, man. It's all about national level, which is sometimes to the detriment of this level. Like when guys get commanded by the All Blacks to rest for a certain amount of games, it tells the fans that this level's not as important. But anyway, I'm starting to ramble. Junaid, mate, I'm at 26 on the clock. Mikey was in Wairau last time. Yeah, bro. I went to a movie out that way, but that was actually a few weeks ago. Why did we go to a movie that way? My mate had extra movie tickets, I think through Flybys or one of those rewards schemes. So he gave me the movie tickets. So me and the missus went to see a movie, and that was one of the few cinemas that actually took, like, what do you call them? Like the no complimentaries. Like a lot of cinemas don't take free tickets. The Wairau Park one takes free tickets, so we went there and watched the movie. My parents babysat the kids, which was nice. Here we go. Have the Crusaders got something up their sleeve with this scrum? Nah, this time the Chiefs shut them down. Western Force will win the comp. I wouldn't be putting the house on that one. Die Hard movie? No, I didn't go and see Die Hard. Oh, I did see that last year though. Was it last year or was it the year before? I know all the cinemas were shut and then they opened up and there were no movies to put on, so they put on a bunch of old ones. No, I went to see the Spider-Man because me and my missus had caught up on all the flippin' Marvel movies over the last 10 years. So I took her to see Spider-Man. I agree that Super Rugby has a lack of tribalism, which isn't good for the competition overall, but it's probably good for the All Blacks. You're exactly right, Simon. So one of the consequences is that you get All Blacks games, which pretty much always sell out, and then Super Rugby games with dwindling crowds. So, I mean, there's lots of reasons there are crowds dwindling. I mean, not every sport suffers from it, but a lot of sports seem to suffer from, crowd numbers going down. People have a lot more hobbies than they did back in the day. A lot of people prefer to stay home. The cost of tickets doesn't help. The cost of the food at the stadium doesn't help. The fact that you got to pay to watch it on TV and then pay for the game tickets as well. Doesn't help. So, yeah. Chiefs are overrated, says Chris. Maybe. Oh, Brody's off. He's nailed that one. 15-5. Crusaders are looking back in business, aren't they? Why did I pick the Chiefs? Didn't the AB's second game at Eden Park, it didn't sell out last year? No, I don't think the All Blacks can sell out Eden Park 2 weeks in a row. I mentioned this to Big V8 Show when I was chatting to him the other day. A lot of casual fans go to All Blacks games. People who don't give, if I can speak frankly, people who don't give two shits about rugby will still go to watch the All Blacks because they get to see the haka, and you can say you've been to an All Blacks game. They'll probably go to like one a year at most. My old boss when I worked at the uni was a Filipina lady, mother of 3, a hardcore Christian, came to New Zealand like, I don't know, 5 years ago. She doesn't know anything about rugby. Her husband is a Filipino guy. He's into it a little bit because they play touch at his work. But like they went to a game, got a babysitter for the night, went to a game. She's just out for the night, but she's not gonna go to 2 games in 2 weeks. Not a chance. And there's a lot of people like that. A lot of people who'll just go for a night out, not necessarily because they're really into rugby. You know what I mean? But those people don't seem to go to Super Rugby anymore. Local French teams put super teams to shame. Yeah, man. Super Rugby used to get good crowds. If you look at the footage from the first few years of Super Rugby, it will blow your mind when you see a sold-out Eden Park for a Blues game. Like, that's almost unheard of nowadays. But it's easy to forget. Oh, Jordan was close to going through there. I'm debating whether or not to go to the Super Rugby round over Anzac Day weekend, but the cost is making you question it, Darmundi. Honestly, the reason I mentioned the Moana Pacifica tickets earlier was like, on Tuesday, they're going to play their first game at Mount Smart Stadium where they're allowed to open up the stands for a full crowd. I don't know how many people they're going to get on a Tuesday, but I would like to be there for that, right? That's like a historic moment. I know there was a very small crowd there for their last game, but $60. There's probably a cheaper ticket, but man, $60 for like a decent view, $60 is too expensive. That's too expensive. It should be like, I don't know, $20, $30. Maybe you can get crap tickets for $20. I don't know. At least at Eden Park, if you ever come to a Blues game at Eden Park, it never sells out. You buy the cheapest ticket, and once you get through the door, nobody gives a toss where you sit as long as you're not sitting in somebody's seat. So if you're sitting in someone's seat and they say, that's my seat, you move. But you can sit anywhere. Apart from the corporate areas where there's food and they've got like a staff member on the door, just buy the cheapest ticket and go and walk around. Never buy the expensive tickets. Sad to say. But, yeah. You can buy the most expensive one and get a reserved seat, but you could easily just walk around and get it yourself on a general admission. Christchurch still sells out at small stadium? Not always, bro. Ronan O'Gara gave Christchurch fans shit when he was here, saying you guys aren't selling it out every week. And he's like, you've got a team which never loses, and you guys don't sell out the stadium every week. Like, Munster fans always attend in numbers. NPC used to get good crowds as well. Yeah, man, I remember watching Auckland against King Country when I was a kid and it was packed. Nah, not anymore. 10 years of earthquakes, are still waiting for a proper stadium in Christchurch. That's true. Well, at least they've approved it, right? That's a travesty that they've not done that sooner. This half feels long, Junaid. Yeah, it's been solid without being spectacular. If I can rehash that old cliche. Force was a very small crowd last night, made you sad with the Brumbies leading the pack and still don't sell out. Yeah, didn't look too bad when I watched it, but I don't know what the numbers were. Should be a fiver. I guess the rugby clubs are just like, we'd rather sell 8,000 tickets at 60 or $50 than, double that for half the price or whatever. No, that doesn't make sense. But you know what I mean. There's like that magic balance of bums on seats compared to ticket price. Usually they can make more money by having it 2/3 full or half full, but keeping the prices high. It's because the rules being BS and a lot of over-the-top calls in the last 10 years slow through. Chris, I think it's a lot of things, eh? The price doesn't help. The lack of tribalism doesn't help. The New Zealand rugby seeming to put all the focus on the All Blacks doesn't help. The fact that Super Rugby was a pretty weak competition in a lot of teams for a while, back when the Crusaders were playing the Kings, it was a foregone conclusion, Why would you spend $40 on a ticket for that, right? There were too many weak teams. There's loads of factors. Loads. Rugby spectators, fans are waning. Not long ago, Kiwi stadiums were packed. Yeah, man, Craig, yeah, right. Even club rugby used to be busy, but nowadays it's just all the old fellas. Yeah, Monsters certainly don't sell out every game, Simon, but I think Ronan O'Gara's point was the fact that the Crusaders win so much and they don't sell out kind of every week. I don't know. That was a while ago. I think we need a relegation and promotion system. The only way I think they could work that is if it's like the NPC used to be. You still need to be able to play the other teams, otherwise people will even be less inclined to watch a tier 2 product, I reckon. Union isn't marketed as well as other leagues. Yeah, man. What is it with the AFL and the NRL? They seem to get massive followings. And Super Rugby AU seem to pick up on part of that, actually. What is the deal? Do people just like seeing local matches more? Is Super Rugby inherently a flawed format? Because AFL is all local. NRL is all local apart from the Warriors. NPC used to be all local. Super Rugby AU was all local. Super Rugby Aotearoa started off with really good crowds, but you can see the crowds were waning there as well. There's not enough teams. There's a disconnection between teams and the fans. They don't like... They're called franchises. Yeah, true. They didn't used to be franchises. Some NRL matches make Super Rugby matches look decent in terms of attendance. Oh, really? Okay. What sells out in New Zealand? Only the All Blacks. Regularly. I think last year's 2 games in 2 weeks was an exception. They wouldn't normally do that. They wouldn't normally put 2 games in Auckland in 2 weeks against the same team. It just wouldn't happen. Any feedback on Gaza? No. Oh, actually, he might have. I've got an unlistened to message from him. I didn't get a chance to listen to him because after I finished the Blues game, I went out to kick the ball around with the kids. He sent me some messages, but I don't know. Oh, people telling me to watch up. I better look out. There's 2 minutes to go in the first half. Chiefs don't want to take the points. More time. No. Kane gets it out. Oh, slick hands from Tupaya. Goodness me. Nankerville gets a second. Wow. That's a good way to end the half. Set piece play at that line out. Crazy. Only the All Blacks and Tongan League team sell out. I think it's great all the casual fans are watching AFL and League Union is way more entertaining. AFL has the advantage of being largely national games, so people across the country watching. I think Super Rugby needs better marketing. Yeah. I don't know. We don't see that. Maybe I don't watch a lot of like regular TV, so I'm not sure how much marketing they do of it over here. I think the fact that it's all behind a paywall over here doesn't help. A lot of people don't watch it because it's not on TV for free. If the stadium isn't full, they're charging too much for tickets. It's funny because one year when the Auckland NPC team, and if you think Super Rugby crowds are bad, you should see our division below that, the NPC. Like, they don't even open the whole stadiums because it's that bad. They gave away free tickets and people turned up in droves, but I don't know if they would do that kind of week in, week out. Don't know. Also, I guess there's one difference when you compare Super Rugby to the AFL and the NRL, is that the AFL is pretty much the top level, right? And the NRL, I know State of Origin is probably the top level, but that's not as regular as like international rugby. Maybe it's more fair to compare international rugby with AFL. I don't know, because I think international level rugby attendances are usually pretty solid. Don't know. Give free tickets and charge $15 for a beer. I know that's. There's certain teams. If you look on YouTube, there's a video about one of the NFL teams which reversed the model of charging stupid prices for beer and food. They lowered the prices to normal levels and they sell way more and they make more money that way. But I don't know. Gaza looks to have sent a halftime report. So let's see what he's up. And Alan, mate, I forgot to acknowledge your presence. You got out of bed, bro. Good to see you.
Yeah, g'day McMurray. Hello to your subscribers and everybody. Hope everybody's doing well. Following Mark's channel and they're all enjoying the game. Right. Report from Gaza. I don't know who really is going to win this game, but what I do think is these are the two best teams in the competition. I thought the Blues, when they played the Highlanders tonight, were... I don't think they're as good as last year because they've got these three locks that went to Japan. Pierce, Kelly Tuiati and Patrick Tuilopu. I could be wrong. I know COVID's had a big effect on it, so we'll see. But anyway, I think these are the two best teams. Now, summary. Yes, it's anybody's game. It's anybody's game. Dolman's not doing bad as a ref, and Mark knows I've got to have a big chat with you guys about New Zealand refs at some stage in the near future, but he's doing okay at the moment. I think the Crusaders probably deserve the lead. I don't think Richie Mo'unga is a test first 5'8", to be honest. He's had about 25 tests. He hasn't proven himself yet in the big stuff. Super player at super level. He's fantastic. Next step up, we've got to find somebody to back up Barrett. I know Richie Mo'unga will be in the squad. If I was choosing any other first 5'8", it would be either Gatlin or Hunt as backups. Right. Will Jordan's had a fantastic game. Nobody's playing really badly for anybody. The Chiefs are playing well. Retallick's a loss, but they seem to be doing okay without him. Do I think the Crusaders will win this game? They may do, but then, I've said that before and been wrong. This Chiefs team are pretty good. They got a lot of depth. They've probably got more depth than any other New Zealand side this year, to be honest, because they got a lot of that Waikato NPC Championship. A lot of those guys in the team. I know COVID's had an effect on this game like it has all the others. And the next few weeks are going to be pretty intensive with all the games coming up. So I'm not going to pick a winner because I could be wrong, but this is a very, very close game, and I think it's going to stay that way right till the 80th minute. The Lucy's for the Crusaders are playing well. The Lucy's for the Chiefs are playing well. Are they missing their top players that have got COVID? Probably. But, the guys that have come in have done well. So that is that. I hope you guys are enjoying the game, but I think these are the two New Zealand best teams right here and now. The Blues next. Highlanders played really well tonight. They played really well. Their best game of the season. The Hurricanes, well, we won't mention them. They lost to Moana Pacifica last night. I know they're beating the Blues earlier this season, but they look rusty, eh? Both teams look rusty. I'm glad Moana Pacifica won. They fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. We were there. That's a night to remember. I didn't get anywhere near it, nor did Mark. What else can I say? Yeah, well, I can make a full-time report, but at the moment it's anybody's game. And, yes, we will see what happens. So you guys stay safe, take care. And this is Gazamania, Roger Mania, over and out. See ya, bye, cheers.
There you go. Oh, Gatland. Goodness gracious, Gazza. He's got some faith in Gatland. Mitch Hunt, I think, he's looked pretty good for quite a long time now, but I'm not sure I would want Bryn Gatland in the black jersey. But there you go. It's Gaz's halftime report. Ellard, mate. Give that man his dues. He gives a good report. He likes talking. He's a talker. Cheers, Ellard, mate. Appreciate that as always. Good to have you here. You said something about being lazy on the weekends. So that's all right. We'll forgive you for that, man. Everyone's allowed to lie in on the weekend. Unless you have kids, then you don't really get to have a lie in. But there you go. Quite thoughtful. Yeah, I mean, he took a while to mention the ref, which was a bit surprising, to be honest. Oh, I meant to look up the halftime stats. You'd still back you one there over Gatland in this Chiefs team. Yeah, I don't know. It's a tough one. Let's see. Possession 40-60 to the Chiefs. Not to the Chiefs, to the Crusaders. Territory 47-53. Run meters 108 to 206. It's all Crusaders, folks. It's all Crusaders. There's no trivia on Vailima, the taste of Samoa, unfortunately. There is no trivia on the Vailima. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 20 21 22 23 24 25 26 27 28 29 30 31 32 33 34 35 36 37 38 39 40 41 42 43 44 45 46 47 48 49 50 51 52 53 54 55 56 57 58 59 60 61 62 63 64 65 66 67 68 69 70 71 72 73 74 75 76 77 78 79 80 81 82 83 84 85 86 87 88 89 90 91 92 93 94 95 96 97 98 99 100 101 102 103 104 105 106 107 108 109 110 111 112 113 114 115 116 117 118 119 120 121 122 123 124 125 126 127 128 129 130 131 132 133 134 135 136 137 138 139 140 141 142 143 144 145 146 147 148 149 150 151 152 153 154 155 156 157 158 1 Can we think of a can anybody think of a good trivia question for halftime off the top of their head? Yeah, I only bought the Vailima because of Moana Pacifica and because I don't know, I was at the liquor shop and decided to get something a bit different. I always drink Spades because it's got trivia, or Tui, and because it's relatively cheap. But Vailima, maybe there's some good trivia from Vailima. How many standard drinks is this bottle of 6.7% Vailima? Any guesses? Some alcoholic trivia for you. Enjoy responsibly. I'm surprised I'm not sponsored by Spates as well, mate. Who is the best player under the high ball ever? Only one correct answer. Oh, surely you mean Israel Folau, right? Oh, Opal Miner. Opal Miner nailed it. So did Alaran. Jeez, you guys know your drinks. 4 standard drinks in this bottle of 750 ml, 6.7% alcohol, Vailima. There you go. Literally translated, Vailima means water in the hands. The origins go back to a Samoan legend about a man and a woman crossing Upolu Island with the pure waters of a stream in the Vailima village restoring the man's strength. Is there a better story on the back of a beer bottle than the one from Vailima? How many tries and Super Rugby games has Will Jordan played in, bro? I don't know, but his try scoring rate must surely be about 1-1. Bit stronger than Spates, yeah. 6.7% is stronger than Spates. Nice Food might be able to do it in one skull, but I sure can't. Can't go wrong with a victory beer, none other than Vailima in honor of Moana Pacifica's victory last night. That's it, man. That's exactly it. Alaran, question. Who scored the first try of the 1987 Rugby World Cup? I don't know. Was it one of the All Blacks? John Kerwin? Terry Wright? Don't know. And yeah, it was brewed in Samoa. It says product of Samoa. So yes, it is indeed imported. Brewed and bottled in Samoa by Samoa Breweries Limited. Vaitele Vailima. There you go. It's actually made in Samoa. Happy days. Was it Michael Jones? Proper Samoan beer. Now you're talking. Yeah, man, if you ever get a chance to get yourself a bottle of Vailima, I highly recommend it. It's actually pretty good. I only ever bought it for this channel, for a live stream. I can't remember who was playing. It might have been for the World Cup. I don't know. I'm sure Samoa was playing, and I decided to drink some Samoan beer. So, yeah. Answer Sir John Kerwin. Bro, was that my first guess? Unbelievable. Just came into my head, have you ever done a video ranking logos, Victoria? I did do one for Super Rugby logos back when it was a South African, New Zealand, Argentinian competition. Australian, Japanese, yes. I tended to like logos which somehow incorporate a sneaky rugby ball into the logo, you know what I mean? But I'm sure if I did a logo ranking of the same logos, I'd probably come up with a different order. It's a hard one. Caleb, mate, who am I picking to win? Been following since before 1,000 subs. Bro, you're a proper OG. I would say the Crusaders based on the halftime like state of the game. Yeah, Crusaders have been the better team for sure. But Moana Pacifica was certainly the second best team in their first half, and then they came out firing in that second, so you never know. Just watch the highlights of the Highlanders Blues decent win. Yes. Decent, but stressful is the way I'll put that. You're missing the Tars, Allard. Bro, I think Jamie Roberts is starting for this game. You're a Bulls logo fanboy. Yeah. The Bulls one's pretty nice. It's got a sneaky rugby ball in there. What can I say? I think I rated the Lions from Super Rugby as my top one because it's got a freaking lion on it. But I could be wrong. What are the odds that England will fail to get out of their group? No chance. They'll get out of their group. 100%. Lock it in. Lock it in. Crusaders haven't been great in the last 10 this season, stuff to call. Did you see the Osprey score? No, I didn't. But yeah, the games thus far have been pretty hairy. Decently stressful win for the Blues, so congrats by the way. Looking forward to that Auckland derby on Tuesday. Yeah. It's going to make that game a whole lot more interesting. The Blues coming back up. Short turnaround. Really short turnaround. The second half is not too far away, folks. Elliot's going out with the family. Goodness gracious. Priorities, man. Nice food. Insist the Iceman scored first. I know there was a John Kirwan 70-metre jobby against the Italians, but I don't know if... I think that was at the end? I don't know. "27 tries in 35 games. Man, that's pretty bloody impressive, isn't it? It's more than most will get in a career. You don't think they'll ever get over the crowd wearing buckets on their heads? It's a sponsor thing. With KFC. Yeah, I never even think about it. I'm just so used to it. Yeah, to be fair, Richard, Jamie Roberts has been playing on the bench most weeks. But they've had an injury, so they've had to promote him up to the starting lineup. Very lucky Chiefs there, out on the full. Good chance. They've won the line out. Scott Barrett's having a wee whinge, but nothing doing. Man, Christie's over that ball. Yeah, that's fair. Christie got straight over that ball. You got to give him that one. Any strippers this week? Nah, man. Ellen, we did a whole stream yesterday with extra golden point time. There were no cam bots. I'm very surprised. Speaking of buckets, how badly were you guys affected by the mini storm this week? My front yard started to pool up with a bit of water, but nothing too dramatic, fortunately. Jamie Roberts has had a nice career. He's played everywhere, hasn't he? He's played in England, he's played in Wales for a couple of teams. He's played in South Africa, he's played in Australia. He's got a medical degree, so He's had a good international career, World Cups. Yep, doesn't get much better. All right, Opal, mate. Take care of yourself, brother. England normally bad between World Cups, but they improved during the World Cup. Simon, yeah, it's interesting. Whether you think Eddie Jones is full of shite or not, he seems to think that there's a specific time period for peaking at a World Cup, and he thinks it's 3 years. So after the Six Nations in 2020, he started to rejig the team. And then 2021, he's been playing... Hold on, I got my dates wrong. Maybe it was 2021 that he started rejigging the team. 2021, yeah, sorry. End of 2021, he starts rejigging the team. 2022, he's still got the rejig team, which is not quite settled in yet. So I'm assuming he's thinking over the course of this year, the team will get better. Here goes Nankerville. He's pretty quick. Oh, what happened to that pass? And then, yeah, by the time we get to 2023, they should be hitting their peak instead of being like France or Ireland, who made, adjustments earlier, who are looking good now. Don't know. You can say he's either full of it, or you can say, oh, what happened? Did he just drop it, or was it... He just dropped it. It wasn't even bridge. Oh, brutal. But yeah. I think it's more of an international issue, to be honest, where we beat the Lions. Start when South Africa were missing their internationals, and now we're missing internationals, so playing at altitude doesn't help. Away trips to South Africa are going to be tough. That's true. England were crap at 2011 and at 2015. Yeah. Then Eddie Jones came in charge and they made a final. Oh, what? Nana Saturo has just dropped that one cold, so the Chiefs' handling's letting them down. Scary thing is you don't think France have peaked yet, Jamie. You might be right as well. That beer looks good even though you don't drink any more crazy. Some Vailima. I haven't had it for ages. It tastes pretty good. I'm just having the one bottle, so not going overboard. I generally don't drink in great quantities anymore, but I certainly have the old beer when watching the game. France team is so young, so you don't think their peaking will be an issue? Might be right. Never know. Also depends if other teams start to work them out. Am I streaming the Tars? Nah, Elid, bro. I'll not be streaming that one. I'll limit myself to just the one. I picked this one because I thought it would be a cracking game and my kids will be off to bed, so happy days. Did you see any videos of the AFL? Bro, I saw that on Twitter. That also made me think of Super Rugby crowds. There's like... Well, I'm assuming it was like the MCG or one of those big frickin' oval stadiums. And dude kicks his 1000th. And thousands of people just run onto the ground. Proper madness. Would you include Eddie Jones in a team of top 10 coaches of all time? Think before you scoff. Has Eddie Jones ever gone to a place and totally stuffed up? I think one of the Super Rugby gigs, right, was terrible. Was it the Reds? My memory's suffering. But he coached Australia to a final. He coached Japan to beat the Springboks. And he coached England to a final. So he's up there. Sorry, Ellen, mate. I'm going to be pottering around the house while I watch that game. Be multitasking. But the Brumbies on Eddie Jones did well. Yeah, that's right. He's pretty much had success everywhere he's gone. I think barring... Correct me if I'm wrong, but he had a stint somewhere else in Aussie Rugby. And it was crap. Why do people hate the Tars, Ellard? I think it's because it's a bit of a... it's a bit of a big city rich boys thing with the Tars, if I'm interpreting the feedback I've had about them in the past. Our 100th game for Super Rugby, New Zealand Super Rugby match. Okay. The SCG was around 30,000. I went onto the pitch after the guy kicked. The game got delayed. That's crazy, isn't it? New South Wales Rugby Union were the ones who called the shots historically in Australian rugby. State rivalries. Yeah, nobody likes Sydney, right? Even New Zealanders don't like Sydney, Ellard. I don't know how that hatred for Sydney has somehow crossed the ditch over this way. But at my old work, people would say yeah, man, I'm going to Brisbane or I'm going to the Gold Coast, love that. I'll go to Melbourne, love it. And then when I said I'm going to Australia, I said I was going to Sydney and Melbourne. They're like, oh, Melbourne's great, but Sydney's such a shithole. I'm like, why? They hate it. And I had a good time over in Sydney. I had a good time in Melbourne. I don't know. It's funny. Eddie Jones coached the Reds to wooden spoon in 2007. Thank you, Aiden. I felt like it was that, but I wasn't 100% sure. Do Aussies not like Auckland? I'm not sure that relationship works that way. The Aussie's the big brother, so we get their influence. I'm not sure it works the other way around. Yes, well done. Not saying you're a big fan of Eddie Jones, but his cheeky sense of humour achieved more than a lot of people realise. His longevity. Also, he co-coached the Box for a while, and they went to a Rugby World Cup. That's right, and won it. So yeah, like I say, pretty much everywhere he's gone, he's been successful. Like, he could have had 2 World Cups if not for 2 outcomes not going his way, right? So yeah, I definitely rate him as a coach. And I don't mind his press conferences. He's a bit, like you say, he's a bit cheeky. He winds some people up. But I think he also gets bored of answering a million stupid questions, so he probably just likes to say something to stir the pot a bit. Hollywood, mate, how's it going? What time is it in your neck of the woods at the moment? We are 49 minutes and 50 seconds into this one. Sinead says the game is missing something. Yeah. I don't know. Here we go. Strange with a big carry. Is that a knock on or no? They're going to check it, but Cullen Grace might have just got his second try. Looked like a knock on, for sure. It's 218. Bloody hell. Commitment, brother. Strange. Does that count as a knock-on? Chiefs fans don't like it. Junaid reckons that's not a knock-on. Let's have another look. Who would be a TMO? Stuff that for a job. He chucks it and it goes straight to the dirt. It's backwards out of the hands, so I don't think it can be a knock-on, and then he picks it up clean. Dunno. Your Alaran reckons it's thrown forward. Let's see another angle. See if this angle looks thrown forward. That one's backwards. Ooh, maybe that pass was... That pass might be forward. The pass to Strange looks forward. Yeah, that's good. Good call. Yeah. The pass from Strange, I think, was fine, but the pass before it to him was forward, which is fair. If it makes you feel better as an Aussie, I look at New Zealand as our more respectable, subdued younger brother. Maybe the same way it is with Canada and the States. I don't know. Richard wants the rugby ball sensor. Yeah, you and me both, mate. I can't stay up on Thursday night my time, so you missed Gazza. How is he? He's going good, man. He's going good. He's enjoying his retirement. Mum just bought him a $300 chair. Seeing as they sold their house and bought a little unit, just quietly, I think they've got a bit of spending money, because my mum, when they bought that house, they bought like a, if I can swear, excuse me folks, if you got kids around, put me on mute, they bought a nice fucking fridge and they bought a nice fucking sofa. And I said to them, like, I was like, full on, just, you know, you guys have worked your whole lives, buy that shit. Apparently my brother was a bit like, bro, how much are you spending? I think he's looking up for his inheritance, but like, yeah, apparently the place they bought had some shitty chair out the back, and my dad has been sitting on it, and my mum looks at it a bit uneasily. So, yeah, they bought a $300 chair for him to sit out on the back, in the backyard. So he's living the good life, man. $300 chair. I don't have a $300 chair, that's for sure. Here we go, Crusaders. Natural talent, man. How's it going? Real talk with 2 cents. Man, it's the Vilema that does it to me, bro. I swear I'm not... My body doesn't handle the Vilema. I'm pretty much immune to Spates at this point, but the Vilema cuts through me. Cheers, hell, bro. The nice fucking fridge fund. Yeah, pretty much. And like I said, my parents have literally worked... when I was a kid, we never bought nice stuff, eh? They always bought, you know, not the nicest stuff. So now that my parents sold their 3-bedroom house for a 2-bedroom unit or flat, yeah, they should be spending some money on some nice shit. So why not? Absolutely. Every king needs a throne. Good on the folks, they earned it. Absolutely. I've told them to go to the World Cup next year, man. They should go, but I don't think they'll go. Dad can't walk that far without getting a bum leg. But anyway, cheers, Ellen, bro, for the squids. One of the parents are well off. Yeah, like I said, they weren't really well off during my childhood, but the fact that they were able to sell a decently sized house for a much smaller house in Auckland, where the house prices are pretty stupidly high. I think that's left them with a bit of cash in hand, so they might as well spend it. Oh, Brad Weber has just kicked it out of the fall by a mile. That was brutal. You bet Gazza did the report from that chair. I think he did it from the nice sofa, to be honest. Gazza can come with you. I'll tell him. I'll tell him Alan's there. Victoria is also going to show him around France if he goes. Making money selling a house as you get old is a nice thing. It always brings happiness. You're about to do the same. Nice one, man. Yeah, it's fair enough, right? Oh, they've dropped it cold. The hands are letting a few of these boys down. But, yeah. I'm encouraging my parents to spend up large. Because, as I said, they were stingy on stuff for themselves for years. So why not, right? Live it up. Basically, parents are poor until we're all grown up. I think that's the way it works, yeah. Yeah. We downsized too, and it's nice to finally be able to afford things. I'll bet, Craig. Absolutely. Stalio, as a Canes fan, man, yeah, you're still recovering from that damage. It's like that. It comes full circle, eh? You guys brutalized my Blues, and now it's been done to you. So we're all getting burned one way or another. Gotta have a house to see. What does that mean? Find out about the job on Monday. Alec, bro, good luck, man. Best of luck with that one. I hope you get it. Frugal is the word. Sorry, Craig. Yeah, not stingy. My parents were exceptionally frugal. When I was a kid in the 90s, that's when, I don't know, maybe I only started realizing when I was in my last few years of primary school, kids were wearing shoes like, Nike and Reebok and stuff. Reebok, actually, I think when I was a child was somehow more popular than Nike because they had the pumps, Reebok pumps. You could pump them up. That was the big shoe when I was a kid. And I was wearing Bata Bullets. You probably don't even have those in most of your countries. Bata Bullets. Yeah. Not the flashiest. I think how old was I then? 11. That's when I realized that some of the kids in my class were richer than me. When I was 11. That's when I realized the thing about the financial kind of pecking order of some of the kids in my class. Now you got to have a house to sell. Right, I understand, Victoria. Yes. Well, I think my parents bought their house back when houses were like, I don't know, 30 or 50 grand or something, but the interest rates were like 20% or something. Nowadays it's like 5. Oh, Stevenson, go son. Brad Weber's monstered. I think Drummond got him. Interview went well. It's definitely good news. Hot take, Tokiaho is greater than Coles and Taylor. Tokiaho, Joseph, man, has been the business. He's been a bit of a revelation, hasn't he? There's still Barters in Papatoya. Craig remembers the Barter Bullets. Good stuff. I'll have to go see if I can find some. Bit of a blast from the past. Will Jordan. Bro. He still gets the pass away. That guy's magic. Natural talent, born in 88, lived the same. When I got my Reeboks at 11, 12, everyone was jealous in school. I can imagine. Oh, here we go. Crusaders are going to score here. Surely. Reese. What a brutal dummy. Game's starting to open up, I think, a bit, folks. That dummy. That's going to give the Chiefs guys nightmares. Barter bullets with an internal compass. Holy moly, never heard of that. That sounds like a fancy one. Too good from Reese, by the way, man. Damn you, Sifu. Oh no, that was a that was quite the try. Trask was done. All ends up. There you go, boys, Brian. Yep, your boys are starting to cut loose. All is revealed, god damn it. Yeah, man. Yeah. In the late 80s, early 90s, Reeboks had more status than Nike. I agree, Shane. Interestingly, when it was like 1994, I did get a pair of Reebok pumps because my aunt, who lived in Australia, was actually she's pretty rich. She bought a pair of Reebok pumps, but they didn't fit her properly. So she gave them to me. But like the lining on the inside was it wasn't quite like full on pink, but it was a slightly girly color. But, and again, excuse my language, I didn't give a fuck because I had a pair of Reeboks. So I was just like, anybody who was giving me shit about wearing girls' shoes, nah. Reeboks, baby. I was, just pumping those suckers up all day long. Own the pink. Exactly right, Allard. That aunt is still pretty rich, by the way. They live in Melbourne. They're Western Bulldogs fans. Their house is enormous, and they just sold it and built an even bigger one. Speaking of the late 60s for barter bullets with the compass is great. Goodness gracious. Before my time. No wonder I always thought at the time Reebok was the unofficial sponsor for the Springboks due to obvious reasons. Yeah, there you go. Didn't have much as a kid. Turns out there were a few kids whose parents weren't renting. I walk around and start front seat pink all day long. Capri Sun across the front. Nice stuff, bro. Remember Iverson's Reeboks? Oh, man. AI. The slightly stronger beer has made me swear. Yeah, sorry about that. It is the effect of the Vilema, unfortunately. Right. Barter bullets were the best squash shoes. Okay. Shame I didn't play squash when I was wearing them. Man, the Crusaders are going to score here, surely. Fine, Ganuku. Argentina's soccer jersey in 2002 World Cup was Reebok. Flying Ganuku's gone over. I think that's game, folks. They're relentless at the moment. Oh, 98 World Cup, natural talent. Okay, mate. Yeah. 98 World Cup was the first one that I actually sat down and properly watched. Our tip was out the door. Yes. Relentless pressure is my note. And it's about to be 29 points to 12. Game over, says Jamie. I think you're right. Natural talent, man. Come on, man. Make your mind up. Which one is it? I think it's time for the Chiefs to get on the Vilema. You may well be right. No worries, natural talent, man. Chiefs can still come back. There's still a lot of time. 17 minutes, but the scoreline is not looking pleasant. What happened to Butter Bullets as a brand anyway? Yeah, I just remember wearing them as a kid because they were cheaper than the other shoes. They were okay. They weren't terrible, but they were certainly like, if it wasn't Reebok or Nike when I was a kid, then it was basically shite. What do you think about Leicester firing Ganuku as centre? I think there's potential there, eh? I do think the All Blacks in the midfield lack a big unit of a man, so whether he's that man, I don't know, but promising. Promising. Someone lost a boot, but I don't know who it was. Chiefs to do a Fijian draw. Man, they scored 3 quick-fire tries in their game last night, if you guys haven't seen it. One of them was proper 80-meter magic, so well worth a look if you haven't seen it. But Schlanger reckons the Chiefs are done. Taylor Hawkins from the Foo Fighters is dead. Yeah, man, 50 years old. I read that. That's bonkers. 50 years old. Yeah, that's... I think he had cancer. Such a bastard of a thing, eh? Oh, bro, turnover ball. If that ball stays in, the Crusaders are in... the Chiefs are in trouble. Here's trouble. Oh, just dead. Bro, that would have been maybe try of the season. And Will Jordan just has a wee F-bomb. Man, Stevenson had no legs to chase that back. Eh? He just got burned. He's like jogging. Yeah, he's gassed. Thoughts on Dan Carter comeback? Nah, stay retired. Still got 14 minutes. This could get messy if the Chiefs don't improve. Turnover ball, Chiefs. Come on. McCaw's happy flying his helicopters. Yep. He's a weird guy, eh? He's really just very determined. Do you guys ever play Football Manager? The video game? Like, one of the key stats in a guy's mental skills was determination. Guys with really good determination always developed really well. I think that's realistic. I've mentioned it before, but if you've ever seen documentaries on guys like Wilkinson, Carter, McCaw, they basically just spend hours and hours and hours and hours practicing. Like when other kids are playing and going to the bar when they're, old enough, or, just doing video games or whatever. Normal kid stuff, those guys were just like, I'm just going to go for a run in the mountains. I'm just going to spend an hour goal kicking after everybody else has gone home. Yeah. Crazy. Ronaldo always had 20 determination. McCall played rugby to fund his real passions. Aaron Smith, the same. Yeah, you're right, Craig. He just passes and passes and passes. Aaron Smith gets to the Highlanders headquarters like an hour before everybody else with one of the coaches. Do you know why? He passes and passes and passes and passes to get his pass better because he thinks his pass is not good enough. Like, bro. Schlanger, man, nah, I'm just going to do this one. I've got to go out tomorrow with, I'm taking the kids and Gazza and Dawn out to like a amusement park. Not really. Just a place. Auckland gave out a bunch of vouchers for businesses around New Zealand, around Auckland, because of the COVID lockdowns. The government paid for a bunch of vouchers, so I bought some vouchers for a local attraction. So I'm taking the kids and Gazza there, all for free. Happy days. Who else has stood out? I mean, Christie always makes a million tackles. So does Sam Cane. So that's... Sam Cane had a wee pass in that set piece try for the Canes. So, yeah. McCaw himself is literally a flyer now that he's spending more time in the sky than on a pitch. Yeah. He's got a couple of daughters, so I'm sure he's a pretty busy chap. Imagine having Richie McCaw as your dad. If you go to Eden Park, you can ride the bus for free to show the driver your ticket. Interestingly, Schlanger, the drivers don't seem to know about that. Like, when I got the bus last year to go to Eden Park, I was like, oh, I'm just going to Eden Park. And he's like, and? I'm like, it's free bus travel? I feel like a dick. You know, the bus driver just everyone just wants the bus to keep going as fast as possible, and then I'm having this stupid conversation having to explain to the bus driver that Eden Park travel is free. Yeah. They don't seem to get the notification. Maybe they get an email to them and they don't read their staff emails. I don't know. What did Gazza think of the Six Nations? I don't think he really watched it, eh? He watched the last game with me. He wanted England to beat France. But, yeah. He reckons the French are good, which is, you know, they are. Who will win, the Crusaders or the Brumbies, Alex? I would say the Crusaders pretty easily. The trains as well. Yes, Junaid, actually. I took the bus to get to the train station and neither of them had a bloody clue. I had to flag somebody down and likewise explain it to him. So it's almost like if you want to avoid an awkward conversation, you're better off just paying. But if you're stingy, or as Craig said, if you're frugal, then you need to go through that. I don't want to say ordeal, but it's just, I don't know. I don't like asking people stuff if I can do it myself, but I still explained it to them. Sinead says to watch up. All right, we got 10 minutes to go, so what's going to happen? The crowd has got the Chiefs chant going. They need to get behind their boys because they need to score now. Here we go. Nankerville. Nankerville, he's got to be a candidate for man of the match, surely. Good try from the Chiefs. Needed that. Elliot, bro. You sure you didn't already get that promotion? Dropping pounds. Tars or Crusaders? Think carefully about the answer. Well, I can either give you the truth or I can give you what you want to hear. If I was predicting who was going to win, mate, it'd be the Crusaders all day long. But would I love to see the Tars beat the Crusaders? Absolutely. That'd be fantastic. They almost did it a few years ago, and they were robbed because I think it was Moody should have been red carded, but they totally missed a pretty baffling decision. So Waratahs threw away a big lead. It was a weird one. I'm going to update the score in a second. The Chiefs scored. Nankerville with the line break, setting up the replacement halfback. Good try. Not quite game on. Still 2 scores. But it's better than it was looking 2 minutes ago. Lie to you, Alad. Tars all day long, mate. Tars all day. Honestly, I can feel that beer so much more than the other beer. I can have 2 Spates and it's nowhere near as much as 1 Vailima. I'm not even finished it. What is going on? Maybe I should always buy Vailima. Get me cussing like a sailor. Why is there a kid in the crowd with a KFC bucket on his head? KFC is a sponsor of the competition, mate. They give away the bucket heads for people to wear. And I think there's something, if you get photographed at the game, you go in the draw to win like a bucket of chicken, I think. But don't quote me on that because I've never entered that one. Vailima could take a horse down. Don't know about that, but it's affecting me anyway. You look pie-eyed. Don't know if we use that expression anymore. Pie-eyed. Gaza on the Vailima. We should get Gaza on the Vailima. That would be interesting. You might not be able to get him to stop talking. You miss proper KFC. Do they not have proper KFC in France, Victoria? And yeah, Craig, I figured that. I don't know what it is about the Vailima, but it always cuts through me more than the other drinks. It's not even that much alcohol, really, but still. Anyway. Lightweight. Out of practice. Sinead says, watch up. Well, if the Crusaders score here, this game is well and truly done and dusted. That's it. That's the game. That is the game. Chiefs forwards could not stop Cody Taylor. It's done. I was swearing. I know, Craig. I'm sorry. I'm usually such a wholesome fella. At least online, anyway. I've been known to swear a wee bit around my friends. What can I say? When was the last time I got drunk? Quite some time ago. Ben's a happy chappy. You boys have done pretty well, mate. Bounced back from that defeat at home. Is Moonga going to kick this one? I'll say yes. Pretty straightforward. Oh, he's missed it. Bloody hell. Commentator's curse. That's a bit of a stinker, that one. He should have kicked that. Just joshing. Good man. I just know some people watch YouTube with their kids around, so I do try not to swear during videos. I don't swear around my own kids. I know some people do. One of my mates, God, he's terrible around his kids. He drops all kinds of bombs. Victoria's going to tap out. All right, Victoria, enjoy the rest of your day. Take care. Ella, the garden is going good. Interestingly, so my little garden had a bunch of sunflowers that I planted. All the sunflowers did their dash. They dropped their seeds. I cut them down. I dug a hole. I buried all the sunflower stalks, and I chopped them up and buried them in the garden. Then I bought some compost from the shop, like 5 bags, maybe 10 bags. I just buried the whole garden again with a fresh layer of compost, and all those freaking seeds that they've been dropping are sprouting up with new sunflowers. So I've got like a second coming of sunflowers. Kakin and mate, good morning. We're almost done here. There's 3 minutes left in this game. The Crusaders are doing a pretty brutal job over the Chiefs here. You don't swear around the kids now, that's patience. What can I say, Richard? My wife gives me a dirty look if I swear around the kids, so. Is it pronounced mulch or mulch? Interestingly, I follow a guy on YouTube, an Australian gardener. I forget what his YouTube channel is called. Living in Me, Garden in Me. He says mulch. I say mulch with a hard ch. Mulch. I do have some bark mulch on my garden. Say it is winning. Don't you just wish they weren't? Well, given these guys played a few weeks ago, Kakin and mate, and the Chiefs went to the Crusaders' home and beat them for the first time in years, I thought maybe the Chiefs would get it done at home and do the double on them, but no. No. It has been a class tonight. Yep, the Chiefs have gone to school and the Crusaders have shown them how it's done. What can you say? And Craig, yeah, I don't mind getting out in the garden a wee bit. I've also planted some leafy greens, but none of them have sprouted yet. Those freaking sunflowers are sprouting like mad. Ella, goodness gracious me, man. Save some money for your beers, your fund. Enjoy the TARS game, mate. I hope we can sort it out and come through. Unfortunately, only 3 things are certain in life. Death, taxes, and the Crusaders winning without a sweat. Cheers, man. You've been overly generous tonight, brother. Hope you're going good. Enjoy your time out with your family a bit later. And, yeah, we'll see how the TARS game goes. Hopefully they can do a good job up in Brisbane, but they'll be up against it as well. But at least they're on the improve from last year. And Elrond is blaming Gatland. I'm assuming that's Gatland. Oh, both Gatlands. Blaming both the Gatlands for this loss. Jamie picked the Crusaders in Super Brew. I picked the Chiefs. And I feel foolish for doing it, but oh well. And the game ends with the Chiefs losing the line out, but the Crusaders are going to chase another try. I will watch the Tars game, Schlanger, but I'm not going to stream it. I need to get some other stuff ready while I'm watching the game because I got a full-on day tomorrow. And Natural Talent, yeah, I'll do a review of the game. I'll do all 3 of them before I go to bed because tomorrow I'm going to be busy. I need to go out with my folks and my kids because I've ignored my kids for too much of today. I need to go play with them. So, get all the rugby stuff done today. Have a free day tomorrow. Right. That is it, folks. Finish the Vailima. Excuse all the bad language tonight. What can I say? I've been known to swear every now and again. But, yeah, Randy says that was disappointing. The Crusaders just showed their class, right? But in terms of like having a grandstanding finish for us neutrals, this game didn't have much going for it. So, yeah. Anyway, you guys all take care. Thank you, Mr. Ellard, mate, again for all the tips. Appreciate that. And, yeah, you guys enjoy your evening or your day, whatever's going on. And, yeah, I guess I'll catch you guys again for another one. Cheers, everybody, for coming along. And, yeah, I'll see you guys again soon.